Hey there, my name's Tracy from Randomness of Rudy, and in this video we're going to talk about Sagittarius in relationship with Virgo the Virgin. This is a part of my YouTube series on the Sagittarius experience where I take a look at Sagittarius in relationship with each sign of the zodiac. And so if you haven't seen the first video I did where I go a bit more in depth on what it's actually like to date a Sagittarius, please go back and check that out. Sagittarius with Virgo is an interesting match, to say the least. And there's always going to be an initial draw and attraction between these two signs, primarily because Sagittarius is this great fiery ball of energy that Virgo needs in his or her life. And Virgo, in the meantime, is this earthy, practical, grounded energy that Sagittarius needs to help organize things. So there is an initial draw here, and this is also to say that both signs will really be able to benefit from one another in the relationship. But first, you need to understand how you each operate. You know, I've been saying throughout the series that Sagittarius prides his or herself on their independence. And Sagittarius is an energy that requires a long leash. So Sagittarius will need to be able to roam however he or she sees fit, whenever he or she pleases. And there's really not anything that any other sign can do about it, okay? Meanwhile, Virgo is totally cool with this. You know, Virgo gets it. Virgo is an energy that's not going to try and stop you from doing the things that you want to do. But Virgo wants to be able to plan, all right? If you come to Virgo and say, I want to take this trip to Bali, Virgo's going to be like, okay, let's plan it. Whereas Sagittarius is going to be like, plan what? Let's just go. And that's not how Virgo operates, okay? And so this Sagittarius is how you will benefit from Virgo being in your life. Virgo is totally cool with you needing to go off on your adventures and do your thing. But when it comes to the relationship, there needs to be a rhyme and reason. And there needs to be an orderly progression of things towards long-term commitment. And so that will require some responsibility from Sagittarius, especially when it comes to showing up and being present, okay? And if you can do these things, then you will have yourself not only, you know, a wonderful companion on all of your adventures, but the one who will actually, you know, plan the steps of those adventures and make sure that you've got money budgeted for those adventures and, you know, plan the day of activities that you want to do that allows you to actually enjoy the adventure, okay? So you can both benefit from one another, but of course this means understanding how you operate. As far as sexual compatibility, you know, I think both signs will be surprisingly pleased with one another. Virgo is very particular and has a personal, particular aesthetic when it comes to lovemaking, and really wants to make sure that he or she pleases his or her partner in every way imaginable. So Virgo won't miss a crevice when it comes to lovemaking, and that's something that any sign would appreciate about Virgo the Virgin. Meanwhile, Sagittarius is a bit more shy in the bedroom, and this may surprise Virgo at first, but because Virgo is more in the mood to be of service and to please you, and doesn't necessarily need these raw, passionate, intense emotions, Sagittarius will feel more comfortable with opening his or herself up to that experience with Virgo in the bedroom. So this will be a good match, sexually speaking, as well. As far as your disagreements, you know, both signs are very analytical, and both signs have a wonderful ability to communicate and get to the nuts and bolts of an issue. But Virgo, you know, is much more practical with how he or she communicates, whereas Sagittarius, you know, brings in these philosophical arguments, whereas Virgo just doesn't see the point in them, to be quite honest. If you're fighting about who's going to do the dishes, and, you know, Sagittarius wants to quote Socrates to get his or her point across, Virgo is just not going to see the relevance whatsoever. And so you want to keep this in mind. You know, Sagittarius likes to use these big philosophical ideas and these big words to impress others with his or her wisdom, and Virgo will see right through it. And so you won't be able to get away with it, Sagittarius. So when it comes to disagreements, try and keep things local. You know, try and argue the facts of a situation, and don't go off into, you know, this other realm of information and knowledge that doesn't necessarily fit with the situation at hand. But outside of these things, this could be a really great match. And like I said, it just boils down to understanding how you operate and being okay with that. That will be important. Accepting your differences. That will be necessary. If you want more information, feel free to visit my website at randomnessofrudy.com.